that I heard in this meeting. It's very diabolical. All the perpetrators of this event are here. They're building up from a planned disaster by the use of directed energy weapons, which you can hear that interview in full by Googling the plan to burn up Northern California. And of course,
this is on your site, stopthecrime.net.
Yes, and I am, of course, Deborah Taveras, and I do run the website stopthecrime.net, where you can find that plan to burn up Northern California as well. But the agenda here today by the perpetrators here in Northern California was to, again, discuss the community warning program, preparing for a more resilient county. Now, for many of you, I've reported on resilient cities. I would recommend that you go to the YouTube Kill Cities by Rothschild and Rockefeller to understand what resilient planning is all about in your town. This is happening here in Sonoma County, but it's an extension of UN Agenda 21 policies.
First piece of advice to you is let's take care of our mental and physical health first before we embark upon what is going to be a journey to rebuild these communities back and rebuild them better than they were when we started this fire.
Los Angeles 2.0. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. 15-minute cities, here they come. Our good friend Gavin Newsom can't control his enthusiasm. He's smiling ear to ear. There's still houses on fire. Oh, how convenient. A smart city in LA by 2028, just in time for the Olympics. They are telling you to your face what they're doing. And he can't contain himself.
And all that opportunity and that pride and spirit that comes from not just hosting those three iconic games and venues, but also the opportunity, I think, to rebuild at the same time. And that's why we're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the coast, people here that were ravaged by this disaster.
You just said you're organizing a Marshall Plan for the rebuilding of California. What is that Marshall Plan?
For
Tell
this
us about
region,
this Marshall
we're just
Plan.
starting to lay out. I mean, we're still fighting these fires. So we're already talking to city leaders. We're already talking to civic leaders. We're already talking to business leaders and nonprofits. We're talking to labor leaders. We're starting to organize how we can put together a collection of individuals on philanthropy for recovery, how we can organize the region, how we can make sure that we are seeking federal assistance for the Olympics more broadly, but also federal assistance for the recovery effort.
Look at how this particular forest fire, this force of nature, decided to burn when it got to the suburban development. Now, this forest fire, when it got to this suburban tract, decided that the houses were more important to burn than the trees. And we're going to drift down a little bit.
I know, right? Like the trees are...
Let's say on a small island in the Pacific,
And by the way, you notice you fly over in the helicopter, those places with roofs, they didn't do it.
It's the right materials.
Yeah. So we got to change that. Anyway.
We're going to cut some trees.
This fire is unbelievable. It's along the Pacific Coast Highway, right along the ocean, and they don't even have firefighting planes picking up water off the ocean and using that water to put these fires out. Okay, the fire hydrants in these communities are not even working. Okay, people are jumping in their pools to stay safe. Okay, State Farm Insurance canceled thousands of policies months ago. Coincidence? Happened just to be the Pacific Palisades area. This is another Lahaina. And by the way, Gavin Newsom is there right now getting his photo op. Maybe you need to jump in a pool, Gavin Newsom. What in the hell is going on? Why would State Farm cancel thousands of policies? They said if they didn't cancel the policies, they'd be going broke. They'd have to file bankruptcy. Oh, so let's protect the insurance companies and everybody else? Oh, well, you and your family and your pets and all of your, lifelong mementos are gone. This is fucking bullshit. Things have to change.
This man's walking around and he sees a part of a liquefied, now solidified, melted metal action from this car. Many people are already going to be thinking that would be a pretty hot fire, which it would be. So there must be a forest right nearby that's burnt. Oh, not really. Now, in this book, Where Did the Towers Go? There was a parking lot, and it was, they called the toasted car park, because almost every single car in this parking lot got toasted. And it was near the towers, makes you wonder. But the strange thing is that you'd have images like this, where the outside of the car is toasted, the paint is melted off, but inside plastic and vinyl still is intact. Same thing with this, toasted exterior, but unburnt upholstery, unburnt seatbelt, plastic molding. And it's all about the strangeness of what happened to some of these cars on 9/11. Makes you wonder.
Hidden secret about the colour blue that scientists don't want you to know. Blue objects appear blue because they reflect blue light and absorb all other colours. But here's where it gets interesting. Lasers work by focusing a lot of energy into a specific colour of light. If an object doesn't absorb much energy at that colour, it's less likely to heat up and burn. So blue objects, which reflect blue light, don't absorb much energy from blue lasers. They're practically laser-proof. And here's the conspiracy. Have you noticed that many roofs in China are being painted blue? It seems that Chinese residents are being told something we aren't. Will these blue roofs prevent houses from being burned down by laser? Could it be that they know something we don't? Are they preparing for a future where lasers play a crucial role? Join the conversation. Why is China painting their roofs blue?
Fires and LA fires. In my opinion, we're looking at the same story. Whether it was geoengineering or gross negligence, the outcome is the same. It serves the climate change hysteria, and they're taking over land. I mean, insurance companies canceling their fire coverages, water shortages when you're right next to the ocean, personnel shortages because they fired all the unvaccinated firefighters, the mayor cutting the budget by almost 20 million, and while this is happening, she's chilling overseas. We need to get this to our heads. These puppets that have been chosen to execute the enslavement script don't give a about us. They think we're stupid. They're sending hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine and Israel, while the hurricane victims in North Carolina are left to fend for themselves. To this day, if we want to see change in our lifetime, we better wake up and unite and stop arguing over race and gender and religion on a goddamn keyboard and start knocking on the city doors and demand justice with fire in our eyes.
Time again. Time I go patent hunting, because every time there's something big in the news, I seem to find a patent. And I don't know if you've seen this picture or this video. or this video where things from the other fire west of LA, the blue things didn't seem to want to burn. None of them. Which brings us to this video, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen, where a certain color doesn't seem to be impacted by that directed light. Which brings us to US patent number 103378. You can see the rest, but click on it, and what do we have? I'm not even going to say it up there, but you can read, and you can click, and you can read, and you can scroll. Go look for yourself. I'll tell you one thing I probably know for sure, though, is I bet a lot of the elites in that area, I bet none of them lost their lives. I bet they had some advanced warning of what was coming.
Well, you're seeing this moments after I saw it. The clouds just cleared, and I can tell you this is the most devastating event that I've seen. I've seen the earthquakes, all the fires here over the last 30 or 40 years, and we've never seen anything like this. This is Pacific Palisades, and the fire went through here, and it just took out thousands of homes all the way down to the shoreline. I mean, to describe it, really, it looks like a war zone. Now, the winds have died down a little bit right now, so they can make some progress, and as I mentioned, the smoke just cleared. This is the first time we were able to get in here and see the destruction. That's the village in Pacific Palisades. But as you can see, row after row after row, every single home burned right down to the foundation. Fortunately, this fire, we're not hearing about any fatalities. The other fire out in Altadena and Pasadena, we've had at least 5 people killed in that one. Fortunately, everyone got out of this, but look at the devastation. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's hard to describe how bad this is.